So welcome. I'm Bea Sedgwick, and one of the things I want to talk about tonight is because it's night here. It could be anything where you are. Um, is when we're in those places where it feels like nothing, where the whole world becomes a little bit uncertain, or a whole lot uncertain. That's the word for the day. And one of the key things that people keep saying when you're teaching something or sharing something is you don't talk about it or do anything about it until you know sort of the solution and what's on the other side. It's okay to be really negative and vulnerable, but knowing the other. Well, I'm ignoring that one because I'm right in the middle of this. I learned maybe 2 weeks ago, a week ago, that I have to look for new housing or else move to a part of the country I'm not at all sure I want to move to. Um, so essentially, I'm, through no fault of my own, becoming homeless. Um, I have a lead time till the end of August. So, and I've let that play with my head. I've lost a couple nights' sleep. I've bothered anybody that'll listen to me. I do this and that, all the human things. But I've noticed that there's another piece to this, and that is that the more I can bring myself back to presence, the more I'm not even pretty sure I do know that things will work out because now always works. And one of the things that we do in Corner of Calm is we do a breathing exercise that I say to imagine the breath going in and through you. And there are different somatic things that people who do fancy breath work do. But one of the things I want to do, if you want to try this with me, is breathe in and just sort of imagine your breath sort of going under your skin. So like you're getting all that good kind of oxygen and energy sort of just all through that little web that holds us together into ourselves and then out again. And it is this kind of like sort of stroking of the inside as well as the outside of ourselves that helps solidify presence, that helps just make it more tangible who we are, and also plays some different neurological games and all those things that I'd have to look up to talk more about it. And so that's one of the main things to do in this whole time of uncertainty is just to take time to take a couple breaths. Or on the other piece of that is just the place of being grateful. And gratitude is funny. When I moved here, there were a lot of things about it that were just perfect, but there were other things that I knew meant that I wasn't going to stay here forever. But part of me somehow knew that I had to get, or I was called to get, to a place of just being completely present and grateful for where I am and delighting in it. It's exquisitely beautiful. And, it has things like water and light. I don't think pets were on the list, but there've always been pets. The pieces that are missing are community and but that, for some reason, they're all getting on my side. I'm getting a lot of pressure to move with them, but it's like it was when I could get to that gratitude place that other things began to be able to show up, that I began to really name for myself what I want, where I live, and how that supports spirit moxie and who I am and where I'm going. So from that place, from that kind of sort of transition place, you go into, again, what we've talked about before is the whole piece of curiosity. How in the world is this going to evolve? On Wednesday, I'm going to go look at a room that a friend's of a friend, that's a friend of a friend who just happened to just post at exactly the rent I wanted. Exact opposite of this. It's in a basement. I mean, so that just gives you the example of the different things with light and pieces like that. But it becomes a possibility. And in that part, as you sort of hold the curiosity and the presence and the gratitude, is the piece of holding the dreams. What is the ultimate thing? The ultimate thing is for me, a support in helping people see the power they can give and the gift they can give as they make a difference in the world. I mean, that's sort of my bottom line. And so how does this come out? How is this working out? And where are the bells and whistles? I mean, like, I'm living on a river. I mean, that's sort of like a long time ago, I was created sort of my ideal person and sort of gave it up. And I had this long list. And the bonus part was that maybe they could be tall. And, a month later, this person showed up and was 6'2". So, no, 6'4", excuse me, 6'4". So keep the curiosity, keep the sparkles and the other pieces, and keep just being open to the curiosity and presence and gratitude of how all this mixes together. And that's what I've got. So let's do one more breath together as we do that. So go in. And again, imagine like going under your skin and through your fingers, down to your toes, so that you can almost like feel it. If you put your hands over your knees, you can almost feel the breath coming out. And then breathe it out. And I thank you so very, very much for doing that with me.